Yo, what's up, everybody? This is Super Ninja Austin here with the 65th episode of the SNA podcast, which we're going to talk about the latest edition of Monday Night Raw tonight, which is my Raw review video part 9. Let's start off on tonight's show. It was Seth freaking Rollins who came out the ring and, and cutting a huge celebration promo saying that he said what he was going to do with Shinsuke Nakamura, and that is going to defeat him and remain as World Heavyweight Champion while his fans sing along his song, which they hum along to, saying like, oh, ah. And then this is where he was seeing who's going to be his next challenger for his title. And that man answered his question before he even asked for who's going to be or call him out. And it was none other than the Scottish Warrior, Drew McIntyre. And he came out there, he was like, right there with a huge grin. He was like, I've been waiting for this moment of getting back to the title scene. And the last time, I was thinking, like, the last time they were in a match for the championship match in the pay-per-view, like, it was inside the PC with no fans. But it looks like that's has changed. Everything has changed from the past 3 years, and then the fans came back and all, like, and I'm gonna see this with a live crowd, but it'll be in Saudi Arabia because this is what they said right here. Okay, here it is right here. This was Seth Rollins like, okay, yeah, like you're the guy that I'm exactly what I'm looking for. And then, but you're not here to party with me, are you? And then this is where he was like, where he gave him like shook his head no. And then this is where he's like, let me guess. And he was hesitating, and then he was hesitating at first of saying the words, but he scrambled his way of saying it, saying like, you want a shot at my World Heavyweight Championship? This is where Drew McIntyre shook his head, yes. And then he's like, yep, that's exactly what I came out here for. And then he's like, okay, like, because I'm going to be a working horse championship, like opposite of Roman Reigns is doing. And I'll face anybody, any place, anywhere for my championship. And then that includes you, Drew. And that next month at Crown Jewel, it will be me against you, like Seth freaking Rollins against Drew McIntyre for the World Heavyweight Championship. Which I'll say this is going to be a tremendous dream match, like something that we have yet to see with a live crowd. And this time it's Seth Rollins is the heavyweight championship because the last time Drew McIntyre was WWE World Championship when they were at the PC when Rollins was the heel and he was the Messiah persona. But what you thought about this being a match and being official for the championship? Y'all let me know straight down in the comment section down below. But anyways, before Seth Rollins left the ring, when Drew McIntyre walked out of the ring, this is where Damian Priest came out from behind and started brutally attacking Damian Priest for the. Oh, and one more thing before that. Speaking of attacks, let me also say that Rollins was asking like before I make this a challenge, make this make this a request from you. Like, you're not here to attack me, are you? Like, which I would say, I'm not sure if it was a joke or not, but it was very funny. Like, I would say, if not the number one, I'll say number two goofiest wrestling of the night. Like, but I would say he's saying like, okay, like it's official, like yeah. And then this is where Drew McIntyre walks out of the ring, and then this is where Damian Priest comes from behind and attacks him. Looked like he's about to cash in, but he didn't have the briefcase. He had Dominic hold on to and try to give him the briefcase to give to the referee, but Drew McIntyre knocked it out of his hands, clotheslining Dominic Mysterio into the process, throwing it right onto the Titantron screen, and nearly making it explode. Yeah. Or should I say, make it shatter and break into pieces. But luckily, it's made out of steel. So, yeah. Well, luckily made out of steel. But yeah, I guess that attempt of once failed once again. Like, another failed attempt of cashing in from Senior Money in the Bank. And yeah, and this is where Damian Priest was too distracted about Drew McIntyre throwing the Money in the Bank briefcase onto the Titantron. And then, but it gave Seth Rollins enough time to get back up, hit a super kick onto Priest. And this is where Drew McIntyre walked out of it. And this is where Damian Priest got out of the ring. That's right, yeah. It's an Impact. And this is where he grabs back, hold on to his World Heavyweight Championship, saying like you want a piece of me, like Judgment Day, like come and get it. And then Drew McIntyre walk out of there, like, and this could be another sign right here from the Scotsman, with him like walking out of with faces getting outnumbered, whether if it's from the Judgment Day or Viking Raiders or whoever. What do y'all think, like, about this from the Scottish Warrior? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And when do you think Damian Priest is going to finally cash in his Money in the Bank briefcase successfully? Y'all let me know also down below as well. Okay, let's move on to the next. And we got Kofi Kingston taking on Ivar, which is up next on Raw. And I'll say, and this is in the Viking Rules match, by the way. And I'll say, I'm not sure if this is necessary or not, but I'm going to y'all to be the judge of that. Make sure y'all let me know y'all about this about y'all's opinions and about the matter of this match in the comments. And we're going to start off with the middle of it with Kofi Kingston getting the upper hand against Ivar, hitting his comeback moves and hit the boom drop. But before he got a chance to hit the leg drop, is where Ivar gets back up, clotheslines him, but Kofi ducks out of the maneuver. This is where he tried to go for a crossbody onto Ivar, but he counters, hit him with a spinning power slam, but only got a 2 count. This is what made Ivar extra angry. This is where Ivar tried to get him back up. This is where, let's see. This is where he hits a double underhook tiger driver, but he counters and tries to go for a clothesline. He ducks. This is where Ivar got him in a gory position, flip him back up into the tiger driver, which he did so in a sit-out position in a pinfall after slamming Kofi really hard. This is where the referee counted the 1, he counted the 2, but Kofi kicks out right afterwards. And then Ivar's like, shoot, like what to do to put away this little put over this little I would say orangutan, I should say, because he's way too athletic. This is where he tries to spear Kofi right into the wedge table, right into the top right, not top right, the top left corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where he moved out of the way. This is where he goes up right onto he stops himself because Kofi moved out of the way. This is where he tries to run straight through towards Ivar, but he got caught right into a spinning leg kick. And then this is where Ivar This is where Ivar goes right on the top rope. And then this is where he hits his finishing moonsault Majid. This is where Kofi hits right hands right on the Ivar. This is where he does it. This is where he hits him with a sweep, a flipping snapmare right off the top rope, right through the table on the ringside area. And then Michael Cole's like, oh my God, like, did he just really do that? Like, he. And then this is where, even Wade Bear was impressed, saying like, yeah, that was very perfect. With Kofi aimed at him right through the table. This is where Valhalla came from out of nowhere and hits a crossbody right onto the former WWE champion and start and then the crossbody and start screaming like trying to help out Ivar, trying to get a win in an unfair disadvantage for Kofi and the Kofi's side of the match. This is where Valhalla's like looking like nobody goes near Ivar but me. I was like, but this one made me look at Valhalla. I was like, but Val, like, why are you so obsessed with Ivar when you're clearly with Eric, and Eric's your husband of the Viking Raiders? I'm not sure if she knows that or not, but this is where Kofi Kingston's tag partner Xavier Woods came out and tried to even the odds, but he couldn't do anything because he's too weak to lay a hand on her because she's obviously a female. And I bet his mama raised him not to lay a hand on a woman, but she was about to lay a hand on him. But luckily, he moved right out of the way before she had a chance to connect and attack the host of Up, Down, Down. And she ran right through the barricade, over barricade into the timekeeper's area. This is where Xavier Woods like victory over Valhalla, and then this is where Ivar hit the diving crossbody right on into Xavier Woods through barricade. This is where he pancaked him. Kofi Kingston came back and hit him with an axe handle, I believe so. This is where he throws Ivar back in the ring. This is where he tried to hit the Trouble in Paradise. And this is where Ivar counters and hit him with the exploder suplex right into the table. This is where he goes right up on the top rope, hits his finishing moonsault right on the Kofi Kingston. And right on the Kofi Kingston for the 1, 2, 3. And it looks like the news story the rumored news of Ivar singles push is true because he got not only one win but 2 wins in a row out of Kofi Kingston for the past couple of weeks. And what do you think's what's next for the one half of the Viking Raiders since his tag partner Eric's injured right now is out of action due to injuries, I should say. Y'all let me know down in the comments down below. And we're gonna. And one more thing, what's next for the New Day? I think they're gonna. You think they're gonna be sacrificial lambs that's gonna continue to put over other wrestlers, like especially in the tag division? Y'all also let me know down below. We're going to move on to the next. This is where we got a backstage interview with Byron Saxton, with Shinsuke Nakamura about what's next for him after losing to Seth freaking Rollins in the Last Man Standing match for the World Heavyweight Championship.
will it impact the game? We'll talk more about that in just a minute. Chris?
Now we begin with live
by saying, like, you pushed Rollins to the limit, even though you still came up short, and now you gotta go back to the drawing board and see what's next and how to get back into the top, into the very top, I should say. And I forgot to say, when Shinsuke Nakamura pushed Rollins off the railings on the audience, he fell, but he fell on the crash pad, like, so it would be less of a brutal impact during the match in the last minute of the match at Fastlane. Make sure you check that out on my SNA podcast. I believe it's episode 61. Yeah, make sure, or not 61, 60. Yeah, 62. Episode 62 of the SNA podcast. Make sure you check that out.
About 600 people attended in person.
And also, he said, "How you like? What? How were you feeling about the performance?" This is where Nakamura was like, he didn't really say much. He just didn't. Well, as a matter of fact, I don't think he didn't really say anything. This is where Byron Saxton was like, "Okay, you're getting forward. You're coming forward. Like, okay, what's next? What's next? And what's your next goal?" Here, like, he's like, this is where Ricochet finally have a chance of fighting Shinsuke Nakamura, because he went straight right to him before Nakamura said anything to Byron. He's like, "Hey, you little piece of crap!" And he started throwing fists at him and into the backstage brawl. And then this is where they were brawling all over the studio, the interview studio in the backstage area. This is where Sean Daivari and the other backstage producers trying to break up the fight along with the referees. And this is where Shinsuke Nakamura walked out of the area. This is where Ricochet was like, "Yeah, come back here, you coward!" Like, and then he's telling everybody to let him go. Like, yeah, he's not finished with him yet.
A lot of compelling messages tonight.
And this is where we have this one-on-one dream match with two the battle of the two big women in WWE. With the irresistible force Nia Jax taking on Raquel Rodriguez. Like, yeah, the same Raquel Rodriguez we haven't seen in 3 weeks since Nia Jax made her return, and sort of cost her the Women's World Championship against Rhea Ripley. And it looks like Raquel's going to get some revenge on her because of her costing her the championship.
Cruiser and destroyers to the eastern Mediterranean. The Pentagon is also sending military and munitions to Israeli forces in hopes of keeping this conflict from expanding.
We're trying to send a message that we care. We're there.
And then this is where the match started. This is where Nia Jax just tackled her on the ground and started slamming Raquel right on her back, like if she was a 5'5", 115-pound woman, like the way she pounced right onto Raquel. And then this is where Nia Jax tried to do more damages on Raquel, but Raquel intercepted and hit her with a quick striking uppercut right onto the irresistible force. This is where she tried to go for a splash right onto Raquel, but Raquel swing out of the way. This is where Nia Jax landed and did some damages on herself instead of doing it on Raquel, trying to team the turn. But this is where Raquel started making a comeback and started spearing her right into the lower right corner of the bottom right corner of Barry Barricade, spearing her right onto her. This is where the referee was like, 1, 2, 3, and then this is where she stopped for a minute. This is where she came back, started hitting right hands onto Nia Jax. Nia Jax started shoving her right out of her corner. This is where Raquel didn't make this let her slow her down doing that, this is where she regained her balance and continued to spear her right into the corner because she was mega pissed that of Nia Jax for costing her the Women's World Championship when she attacked both her and Rhea Ripley 3 weeks ago. This is where Raquel Rodriguez tried to do a huge body slam or a fallaway slam, but Nia Jax started elbowing her right into her shoulder, straight into her shoulder. This is when Nia Jax got back in the game, hitting her striking potato forearms right into the back of Raquel Rodriguez. This is where Nia Jax Irish whip her right to the exact same King of the turnbuckle and hit shoulder first right into the rear of the ring post, where Raquel was just ramming and spearing Nia Jax towards. This is where Nia Jax started mocking Raquel Rodriguez when she started doing the kicking her legs just like if she was a bull, getting ready to strike the target with her horns. This is where
Wolf was able to hide in the bathroom,
and this is where she shoves what's her name? Raquel Rodriguez right into the hardest part of the ring, which is the ring apron. This is where she threw her right through the barricade. And it looks like Raquel Rodriguez was not getting back up from this, which fortunately she did. This is where
with easy access to guns.
And that really isn't that. Judy Sherry is the president.
And this is where they got back in the ring. Let's see.
Going into their second decade as a nonprofit, she says they're hoping to reach a new generation.
We're here to say, how can we combine the wisdom that older people...
This is where she got her in a Cobra Clutch headlock. Like, I got it locked in and squeezing her, trying to make her pass out and win the match by submission. But even despite her looking like she got like seconds away from fainting, she managed to get back up. This is where Raquel started hitting back elbow strikes right onto Nia Jax. This is where she hit the running clothesline right into the irresistible force. But Nia was still on her feet. This is where she closed on her. She ducked. Raquel Rodriguez hit a striking clothesline and hit a big boot right into Nia Jax, which finally brought the irresistible force down to the ground. This is where Raquel tells the referee tell Nia Jax to get back up because she was getting ready to hit her version of a Samoa drop. But Nia Jax's weight was too much for her, and her back gave out right before she had a chance of having full control onto her, right on the shoulders. This is where Nia Jax was back on her feet. This is where she hits a running tackle right into a bulldozing tackle towards Raquel.
To do it safely for our patients.
And then also,
so we're hearing that from pharmacists,
and then this is where she puts her right into the corner and right onto the bottom right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. This is where she tried to go right up the top rope and hit her I believe her cousin, like her cousin Yokozuna's move, which is his finishing, his very famous finishing leg drop maneuver that she always do every week, which I believe she's paying tribute to him because why else she's doing the move? Because even in her first run in WWE, she has never done that move. Really done that move. I don't think not that much at least. I'll say probably only a few times. But this is where she tried to go for the move, but Raquel gets back up. This is where she got her right off the top rope and hit her with a buckle bomb right through the ring mat, right in the middle of the ring mat.
Tomorrow, both lanes from 65th and 59th lanes will shut down. Crews are working on a new bridge. This work could last until the end of next year.
But anyway, this is where they slammed. This is where she slammed it into a power bomb, looking like if it was her Bahana bomb.
This is where Blue KC are raising awareness through a documentary. Today was the debut of Not Good Enough at the BNP Theater in Kansas City, Missouri. Focuses on local student athletes and the pressure to be perfect.
But before Raquel can do anything else, this is where Rhea Ripley interfered and attacked both women, and this ended up in a no contest or a DQ or even a DQ finish. I should say DQ, which I'm not sure who got the DQ because it was so very close. It could have been anyone. This is where she threw Raquel Rodriguez out of the ring. This is where she started going head to head and fist to fist with Nia Jax, started hitting lefts and rights and a backside swiping kick. And then this is where Rhea Ripley was like, "Oh no, I'm not done finished with you." And Raquel's like, "No, I'm not finished with you either. I'm not finished now with her or you." And she hits her with a striking close right onto Rhea Ripley. This is where she hits her with another striking close on. This is where she tried to hit the third one, but Rhea Ripley grabbed her and grabbed her from and spinned her from grab her, went right behind her, spin her around and hits a ripcord headbutt right onto Raquel Rodriguez. This is where she set her mind continued to set her minds right onto Raquel Rodriguez, but even though she was despite her being rolling out of the ring, this is where she tried to set her eyes back on Nia Jax. But before she could do any more damages onto the Irresistible Force, Shayna Baszler came out and the ring started trying to get some retribution from a couple weeks ago, hitting her with a couple of left strikes right onto the Irresistible Force. This is where Rhea Ripley grabs her off of Nia Jax and was like, "What was that all about? I was about to finish her off myself." And then this is where Shayna Baszler's like, "What are you doing? This is my issue I'm trying to deal with. Like, you need to get out of my way." And then this is where Rhea Ripley said, and this is where Rhea Ripley was like, "Same goes to you." I was like, what does that mean? Like same goes to her. Like, that means that neither of y'all shouldn't be in the ring at the same time if y'all trying to stay out of each other's way. But anyway, this is where they still start arguing. He's like, "Oh yeah, you think you're gonna you're trying to fix my problem for me? Like I don't need you. Like, stay out of my way." That's what Rhea Ripley said. Like, out of my way. This is where Shayna Baszler grabs her from behind. This is where she hits a amateur style German suplex, or I should say MMA style German suplex. I should say. He hits the German suplex, and then she hit the striking knee strike right. A striking running knee, I should say, right into the face of the Eradicator. And this is where the Queen of Spades was standing up top. And it looks like this four-way feud is gonna turn into a four-way match at Crown Jewel, which will probably be at next month's pay-per-view at Crown Jewel at the beginning of November. And do y'all think so too? Y'all let me know down in the comments below, or do you think that? Or do y'all think that it's gonna be like either Baszler or Nia Jax is gonna get a shot at Ripley's Women's World Champion in a one-on-one match? But either way, let me know down below. And what do you think? And if y'all do think that it's gonna be a four-way match next month, like I do, then who you think is gonna walk out as the Women's World Champion? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. This is where Seth Rollins runs into Drew McIntyre right in the backstage. Runs into Drew McIntyre right in the backstage, saying like, "Hey, like I finally talked to Adam Pearce, and then he made it official, and it'll be you and me at Crown Jewel." Like, hey. And then he was like, and this is where he started getting serious, and he was like, "What was that all about? Leaving me hanging when Damian Priest was out there trying to basically annihilate me and come from behind and basically annihilate it and humiliate me out there, and then you didn't do nothing about it, trying to save me out there, and then the only thing you did is barely knock the briefcase out of Dominic's hand." Like, and then he's like, and then I was making, and he was like, And he was like, what? Like, if I was you, like not months ago, like you would have came down there and came out there and come out there and save me no matter what. Like, what if come out there and save me no matter what? Like, what if we had beef or not? Like, what if it was in the present or in the past? Like, and now you're just hero that don't do anything. Like, yeah. Like,
nothing but buildings, nothing but traffic.
and then he's like, what kind of games are you playing right now? And then this is where Drew McIntyre's like, I'm not playing any games. Like, there's no games. I thought the whole time I was talking about the one. I didn't say no total law. And it doesn't involve my business. I'm not gonna get involved. Damian Priest and Dublin. He was like, Damian, what's going on with Damian Priest and World Championship? That's not just my business. That doesn't just affect me. That affects the whole Raw roster. I remember what happened on SmackDown, like the Bloodline and the numbers game. If the title, like, I don't know. Oh, no, I'm going on for 3 years now. Like, I don't. Like, we already seen one on Raw, and then this is where Seth Rollins was like, "Oh, I see now. You're still not over about Jey Uso being on Raw, and also."
Feeling like nobody.
He was like, absolutely, yeah. He's he's like, absolutely. That makes perfect sense. Like, absolutely, I agree. Like, I appreciate you looking out for all of us on Raw because
Sharp says now her son plans to move. We call it
you don't have to worry about the Judgment Day. You see, he's like, they couldn't just title for me, and neither can you, Drew. And he started chuckling and smirking like, and Drew Mac. And then he was like, I don't know about that. This is when Drew McIntyre started grabbing onto his chin, and he was like, I don't know about that. Like, we're gonna see about that in less than 30 days from now.
He really gets Patrick to talk about kind of what's next for him, and that's a lot of what obviously this issue is all about. So yes, we can talk about how great he has been, how great he is.
But anyways, yeah, he's like, we're gonna see about that, like, and see who's gonna walk out is the champion at this.
Will hit newsstands tomorrow. A local professional boxer, that's one of the world's best.
Kate Levine is also an ambassador, encouraging other women to step.
Anyway, this is where we got Cody, the new undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships new undisputed Tag Team Championships, go out in the ring, cutting the promo, and talking about the celebration and their success so far is a tag team on the Red brand, which we're gonna.
You're going to find out who you really are. How bad do you want it? What are you willing to do for it? What sacrifices are you willing to make?
You train that hard.
Let's see.
You're going to succeed. You have no choice but to succeed, and that's the reason why she's in the position she's in right now.
There aren't many professional female boxers, so Kate fights good competition.
Will you get up early in the morning and go run? Are you willing to change your diet and say no to certain things?
Super proud, man. I don't have.
He was telling the Omaha, Nebraska guys, the Omaha, Nebraska, like, so what do you want to talk about to the Omaha fans? This is where Jey Uso's like.
He continues to fight to be the best, and for everyone.
No, he didn't say what he wanted. He was like, they were getting interviewed by Michael Cole. He was asking them questions about them being a tag team so far. Jey Uso started responding back like,
Kate hasn't been knocked down in 5 professional fights. Well, someone could become a billionaire tonight.
Here's where he was like, I would never thought, he was basically saying, like, he would never thought that he would be tag team championships, being tag team championships, somebody other than his brother Jimmy, like, until now. And I was thinking the same thing when I saw him teaming with Cody Rhodes. Ever since I started, when they earned themselves an opportunity for the undisputed tag team championship, this is where Jey. This is where Jey Uso was like. He's like, yeah. He's like, look at us now. Like, we earned ourselves an opportunity against each other. He's like, and look at me now, teaming with my boy But my boy Cody Rhodes, my new boy Cody Rhodes, the American Nightmare, and now I am a two-time undisputed tag team champion. Well, at least in the tag team championship perspective, but I think he's over. And he was like, he's like, yeah, my boys, my tag partner's Cody Rhodes, dudes. And this is where Michael Cole's like, this was like, and it was an incredible moment at this past Saturday night at Fastlane, like, and he also said, I had goosebumps sitting there, I guess, honestly, and it was, and it's been an honor to do so. And he's like, and Cody, you're the reason why you brought Jey Uso back into WWE. And a few months later, y'all are the tag team championships. And this is where Jey Uso like, yeah. And this is where Michael Cole's like, where's this massive responsibility is tag team champions all around the world in front of the greatest fans on the planet. And he's like, what does that do to your original goal when you came here in the WWE and you made a return and finishing the story, which is clearly winning the undisputed WWE championship. And he was like, but now we all seen the documentary about it, and right, you and I had a real personal conversation about this of you finishing the story. And he's like, are you content with this? And this is just the continuance of finishing your story, like with this being a good sign of you winning the tag team championship with the guy that's cousins with the guy that's the champion of that you're hunting for, that's currently holding the championship that you're hunting for and finishing the story.
And storms are possible,
and he said,
or later as you're heading home. 68 then.
But he said it in this way. He's like, deter you of finishing the story, or perhaps you don't want to take another crack into the WWE Championship because you failed the first time around at WrestleMania 39. Fans started, and he's like, it's no fault of yours, obviously, but the fans started. This is what Michael Cole said, but the fans were booing, like, boo, and Michael Cole's like, yeah, it's no fault of yours, of course, and then he's like, but like perhaps you're scared to try again because you don't want to let lots of people down for the second time in a row. When and this is where Cody Rhodes is like, Michael, you're right about one thing about that, but Fastlane, when a moment, like it was a big moment. He's like, Jey Uso, like, it would be like being like tag champs with Jey Uso, like, and then get him, and doing that with having a moment, and for me, bringing them back here, but on Monday Night Raw, and doing so, and then I am just excited, like everybody else here, to be an undisputed tag team champion. Like the first championship that he's been since he made his WWE return from AEW. And then this is where Michael Cole's like, this is great and all, and I congratulate you, but I need to go back and finish my question. Like, how long would you for this? What? He was like, how long will be this until you head on into finishing the story? And then you won the Royal Rumble. You made it to the main event of WrestleMania, where you came this close of becoming the WWE Championship. And he was like, just like that, a snap of a finger. And he's like, so my question for you is this, like, is that going to be your story? And then Cody Rhodes responded like he was wiping his face and like what's the answer to this question, or how to like. how to answer this question. But before he had a chance to answering Michael Cole's answer, this is where Sami Zayn's old music hit, like from a couple like about a year ago, like when he was still the honorary Uce, like it looked like he was about. This looked like if this is a sign of a heel turn, but I don't think this is a heel turn because like for one, he just turned babyface, and two, he's it looks like gonna stay as a tag team in the babyface tag team, despite interrupting Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso's exclusive interview in the in-ring interview with Michael Cole. And then this is where they challenged them for the Undisputed Tag Team Championship, saying, let's see right here.
Diane will run the New York City Marathon on November 5th. It will be her first full marathon.
The Broncos come to Arrowhead Thursday night. You'll hear from the Chiefs on a backup plan just in case tight end Travis Kelce can't go.
Oh, my bad. Yeah, right here. He says, you're talking about finishing the story. The story I want to talk about is this right here, okay? Like the guys that got Jimmy and Jey Uso that hold those Undisputed Tag Team Championships longer than anybody in history and I believe in the wrestling business. And this is where Sami Zayn's like two guys named Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens. And the fans started cheering. And we came out there and won those tag team championships in the main event of WrestleMania. And that's true. And I remember watching it live on Peacock and cheering them on to beating the Uso. But anyway, this is where Sami Zayn was like, and the hottest thing is going is you two are men beat them for those Undisputed Tag Team Championships. Or they beat the Judgment Day for the Tag Team Championships, I should say, to describe who he's referring to. He's like, the story, and those two straps are the story that we are talking about right now. And so, Coach, I'm out here to take shot. I'm not getting ready to do that. Those immature, insulting, arch rival assaulting words to you. I just came out here to sincerely congratulate you guys. Again, Jay, you and I have been through a lot, and I know everything you've been through. And then he's like, I'm happy for you. You won those tag team championships. And then this is where Jey Uso nodded to him, like thanking him. This is where Sami Zayn's like, even though I don't need those titles, but where I'm at now, but I was wondering that. And this is where it's gonna get complicated here because I have to say this here that this is where Kevin Owens is like, well, I don't have to struggle my work of saying that. Like I want to get to the point and ask may we have a shot at y'all's Undisputed Tag Team Championship?
This update is sponsored by Stack Painting.
And then he was like, and also to be honest, I'm not happy for y'all. Like the opposite of my friend Sammy here. Like I'm not happy for y'all having those tag. Like I am. Like I want those titles right back. Like, but not right back because they didn't beat them. But I'll say you want the titles back because it's been a month since they've been those tag team championships. And Kevin Owens was like, I would love to look at both of you guys right now is to challenge you guys into a tag team title match right here tonight at the main event of Monday Night Raw.
I'm glad that holding them to 20 points was enough. And it was really kind of clutch at the end there when we rose up. It was it was kind of nice of Pat.
And let's see right here.
This time, usually they take care of business, but it was good for our guys to kind of finish the game that way. So hopefully it builds some confidence.
He's like,
Pat's such a nice guy. Other side of the ball, Mahomes been spreading that ball around like candy on Halloween. 10 different Chiefs players.
And this is where
Travis Kelce
That's what Kevin Owens was like I will fight you right now, but I don't want y'all to decline y'all's decline our offer of challenging y'all for the tag team championship because let's face it, because Jey Uso do not want us to. He couldn't stand the chance of seeing that we could possibly beat him again for the second time in a row for the undisputed tag team championship being on the line. And this is where Jey Uso kind of got pissed from Kevin Owens' promo. And this is where he tried to come up straight like, what's that supposed to mean, Kevo? And this is what Cody Rhodes was like he didn't mean nothing, like no heat on you about that, like he just won a challenge like for the match. And this is where Cody Rhodes was like, are we? And then Cody Rhodes was like, we're all friends here, at least I think we are. And tell you what, we accept your challenge. And then he's like, and then he's like, and Kev, you wrong there about we're not gonna accept because we are accepting. That's what I should say. He's like, yeah, I think you and Kev, you are wrong, and we do accept your challenge later on tonight in the main event of Raw, which has been confirmed from the four men, the four ever, and then what I noticed about this, like what Culture did, like these are the four men that Roman Reigns only defended his championships this year in 2023 in his reign of so far as undisputed WWE Universal Champion. First it was Kevin Owens at the Royal Rumble, and then Sami Zayn at Elimination Chambers, Cody Rhodes at WrestleMania, and then 4 months after that at SummerSlam, his own cousin Jey Uso. I was like, this is funny that these four guys that main event tonight's Raw face Roman Reigns and Roman Reigns for his title this year. No, and they're the only four this far, probably until LA Knight probably gets an opportunity for his championship. But we'll see about that. That's next month though. That's yet to happen. I believe that's probably gonna be Crown Jewel, if not John Cena. But I think John Cena's gonna get a match. Then Survivor Series will be LA Knight. But either way, I don't think he's gonna walk out as the undisputed championship. But yeah, what y'all think about this? But anyway, back to the four men of the main event of tonight's Raw. What y'all think about this statistic about these are the same four guys that challenged Roman Reigns for his championship? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And we're going to move. This is where we got the Alpha Academy was getting ready for Chad Gable's match in a triple threat match between him, Ricochet, and Big Bronson Reed. He started practicing taking chops and selling them, like having no phases whatsoever when he getting chopped by Otis when he was training and practicing the chops of not feeling no pain of the chops. And this is where Big Bronson Reed came in. And he's like, I just want to let you know that I'm gonna win this Intercontinental Championship number one contenders match, and I'm gonna do it like I did when I beat you. And I beat you too, Fatty. Well, he didn't say Fatty, but I just say that's what Big Bronson Reed looked like he was when he was referring to Otis when he said when he beat him, and he's like, tonight I'm gonna punch my tickets in that title match against Gunther next week And he said, like, and tonight I'm going to win, and I'm going to continue match against you and Ricochet. And next week I'm going to face Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship and become the new IC title at the season premiere of this upcoming Monday Night Raw season. And he's like, and my best recommendation is, for you is to tell your daughter not to watch tonight's Raw because it's not going to look very pretty when you go head to head against me, which is a reference from when he came up short from from a month ago, I believe, for the undisputed tag team, not undisputed tag, I mean for the Intercontinental Championship, and then that made Chad Gable's daughter legitimately cry because Chad Gable didn't walk out as the IC title, and I guess this he might be right on one thing about that, and for those who haven't watched Monday Night Raw's Monday Night the latest edition of Monday Night Raw, like and for those of them like ask me why did I even say that, and well, I'm gonna tell you why exactly I say that when I'm recapping it right here, right now, up next. But just give me 1 second, and I'm gonna tell you what exactly I mean by that.
Hollywood, one of the strangest places in all the world, but we do get some competition from time to time.
But anyways, yeah, this is where Ricochet tried to enter into the ring first. This is where he got brutally assaulted by Shinsuke Nakamura and beat him down into the ground.
They had a baby crocodile, a sloth paid its first visit to church in a basket, as did very reluctant little donkeys.
But Ricochet managed to get back up into the This is where we got the triple threat match. This is where Ricochet hits a running knee strike right onto Ricochet's face. I'll say this is probably like the third match of the night. And of course it's going to be because it's a number contender match for the mid-card championship. And this is where Chad Gable, Ricochet try to go up on the top rope, try to go for the 4 or go for the 054 or should I say 036, like to be the exact. Because that's what it's the opposite of 630. But this is where Chad Gable goes for the top rope counter into a top rope German suplex. But Ricochet flipped right out of it and landed on his feet into the canvas. But Ricochet hurt his knee into the process. My apologies. Into the front of the screen. But anyway, this is where Chad Gable, this is where Ricochet his knee gave out. This is where Chad Gable pushed him right to the other side diagonal from the other top the turnbuckle when they were up in the top rope for him. He went over there to the bottom right corner and rolled over and went for a German suplex, which he successfully did so. He pins him try to go for a 1, 2, 3. This is where Bronson Reed hits a running senton when he put Ricochet right on top of Chad Gable, and then this is where he went up on the top rope. This is where he hits the gigantic tsunami right onto Ricochet for the 1, 2, 3, and we got your new number 1 contender for Gunther's Intercontinental Championship. And that is the big man right there, Big Bronson Reed. And I guess Big Bronson Reed successfully predicted that, right? Because he knew that he was going to do so because he was on the mean streak ever since he's been in the feud with the Alpha Academy. And we're even beating Tommaso Ciampa too, like into a mini short-term feud. And what do you think about this match? And I hope Chad Gable's daughter didn't watch this match, and I hope she's not more sad than when she was there as a live fan watching her dad taking on the ring general. And then who do you think is gonna win? Do you think Gunther's gonna retain, or do you think Big Bronson Reed's gonna finally be the one that's gonna finally dethrone the longest reigning IC champion in history of WWE? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. I think Gunther's probably going to somehow successfully defeat Gunther. It's going to be a hard task. Don't get me wrong. Like, it's not going to be easy. He's going to be in a back and forth dogfight with the big brawler. But at the end of the match, he's going to walk out as the IC champion. And I believe Chad Gable's finally going to be the one that's going to defeat him. I'll say probably give him about a month or two of getting back into the back in the line, front of the line, I should say, and be the number one contender again, and finally prove Gunther wrong that he's not going to beat him once again. And who do you think is going to dethrone him? Is it going to be Chad Gable, or do you think it's going to be Big Bronson Reed, or do you think it's going to be some other guy in the mid-card division on Raw? Y'all let me know down below. And we're going to move on. This is where we got a backstage interview with, I believe, Jackie Redmond, with Jackie Redmond asking a few questions about her match with about what's in her mind and what's on her mind of the man taking on Tegan Knox for the NXT Women's Championship on the line. And she was like, "You're not really physically to compete tonight. Where you at tonight physically?" And this is where Becky Lynch was like, "Well, physically tonight, the man has come around like to Omaha." She said that out loud. And then this was like, "And two, now I may not be 100%. I had a lot of stitches on my arm, but now I'm a fighting champion. I'm doing it, and you never gonna be 100%." Like. And she was like, but the only thing that's associated with me that's 100% is my new book, The Man. I'm not your average girl. And she told the fans right on camera, make sure you get that. Make sure you get your copy of the book right now. This is where that came out at March, and then he's like, but tonight is, and then she was like, but tonight I'm gonna be defending my NXT Women's Championship, and this is gonna be the biggest opportunity of what's her name, Tegan Knox's career, and then she's gonna, and I'm gonna be a wolf / a bear out there, and she better give me everything that she got, because I'm gonna do exactly that. And this is where Xia Li came in and try to be the next one in line after her title defense against Xia Li came in confronting Becky Lynch, and she was like, "What about me?" Like, and say, and this is where Becky Lynch was like, "What about you, Xia?" And then this is where Xia Li's like, "Tegan is, let's see."
What is the weirdest thing about Americans? Nosy. A nosy American.
A nosy American. Where you from?
This is where let's see. This is where Becky was like, "What about you, Xia?" Xia was like, "Tegan gets her chance, but what will be? When will be Xia's turn?" I'll have any hard woman to find, and she was like, just fall back in line. And then this is where and this is where she walks out into the backstage area. This is where Xia Li's like, "I will find you and get a shot at that championship." Which, do you think that's going to be the case, or do you think that there's going to be somebody else that's going to probably face Becky Lynch next Monday on Raw? Y'all let me know about that in the comments below. But next up, we got Drew McIntyre taking on JD McDonough, which Damian Priest nearly got into an altercation with backstage once after he unsuccessfully cashed in his Money in the Bank briefcase onto Seth freaking Rollins, and then Rhea Ripley and Dominic Mysterio and Finn Balor try to calm him down. This is where they're like, "What you're doing here in our locker room, and you weren't really a help, like especially for him being the reason why Finn Balor Finn Balor and Damian Priest are no longer the Undisputed Tag Team Championship. And then they told him, like if you want to be Judgment Day material, we're gonna put you up in the test to see if you are or not. And that is in a match against Drew McIntyre, which Drew McIntyre entered the ring. This is where we have both men, the Irish Ace and the Scottish Warrior. Let's see right here. And then the Ace did not have a chance against the Scottish Warrior. Like, it was very clear he was not going to beat the former WWE champion. Because right here you have let's see, okay, there it is. But anyways, yeah, we got also, I'm gonna start right here with them being in ringside, which is kind of random, but this is where it got to the exciting part. Like, this is where Drew McIntyre was basically brutalizing the former NXT Cruiserweight Championship. Like, and he threw him out in the ring. This is where he put him back. But the referee wasn't looking. This is where Dominic took advantage when the referee wasn't looking, when he was too distracted on the Irish Ace. This is where the Dirty Doms pushed him right into face first, right into the ring. Or not face first, shoulder first, trying to injure that shoulder. And then this is where JD McDonough right back on the outside. This is where he hits him on the swiping kick with him running on the corner of the hardest part of the ring, which is the ring apron. This is where he goes for a springboard moonsault right off the mid ropes on right on the outside onto Drew McIntyre. This is where JD McDonough. This is where McDonough put him back in the ring. This is where he goes for. This is where he put his wedges leg right onto the bottom rope of the top side of the ropes in the ring. This is where he goes for the top, goes on the top rope on the top right corner of Tina the Turnbuckle. He hits the double knee right onto his leg, trying to injure the leg. Soon after, Dominic trying to injure his shoulder, trying to injure every single limb, because like he said before, in his NXT days, he could easily break a collarbone, and then it seemed like he tried to easily break Drew McIntyre's ankle or calf. It seems like Drew McIntyre's still okay. Like, if it didn't even crack in the first place. Like, because he got back up when Dominic tried to attack Drew McIntyre while JD McDonough was arguing at the referee. And I said it's a she, it's a female referee. This is where Drew McIntyre pushed Dominic Mysterio right off of him. This is where he spins around and goes right onto the on the announce table. This is where Drew McIntyre's like stay out of my way and mind your business. And then this is where JD McDonough tried to hit him with a strike. This is where JD McDonough was seeing if Dominic Mysterio was okay. This is where it distracted him maybe a bit too much, because Drew McIntyre soon after grabs him around his arms, under his arms, I should say, and over his head, hits him with the Future Shock DDT, and then he went right into the corner, go for a 3-2-1 Claymore kick for the 1-2-3, and Drew McIntyre struck another win with this new with this new edge that he has. And no, I don't mean Adam Copeland, because Adam Copeland, no longer here. And two, that's another word, find another word for persona, obviously. And three, this is a shout out to Simon Miller, yes. And this means that JD Madonna is not JD material for the Judgment Day, at least just not yet. And when do you guys think will be only a matter of time for him to join the black and purple colored group? Y'all let me know down in the comments below. But this is where we got a backstage interview with I believe was Wade Barrett with the reunited team of DIY, Johnny Gargano and Tommaso Ciampa. Let's see right here.
So what have you been doing since February of 2020?
Wow, well, let's see, what have I been doing the past week?
But before that, this is where Damian Priest was like it's whatever. Like I knew he wasn't. Like I knew he had what it takes to be part of us, and I was like I think that's what you think, and easy for you to say because you don't like him at all. And then something tells me you definitely won't like him when that day comes when you may not need the JD faction. But that remains to be seen as well, and that's only a matter of time if he's going to leave the Judgment Day group. But that's future Priest's problems, and now. But for now, he's going to stay as part of the group as the Demon Lord member of the faction, I should say, and as Senior Money in the Bank. And anyways, we're gonna talk about the DUI reunion.
Is there a way to get it wrong?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Where he asked questions about his return, saying, let's see, like earlier on today before the show, that for y'all's perspective, though, what was y'all's reaction from last week's Raw when y'all reunite as DIY? And this is where Tommaso Ciampa was like, well, Barrett, like, we got some bad news for you. And then this was like, no, not really. Like, I was just trying to get under your skin, which was an obvious nod to his old bad news gimmick back 10 years ago when he was formerly known as Bad News Barrett and used to be on a judge's desk and then have a gavel being like some kind of a bad news judge when he was like in segments saying, well, I got some bad news, which I think that Wade Barrett, like as soon as he makes a return in the ring, I think he should bring that gimmick back. Only my opinion, because I thought it was very entertaining and very entertaining back in the day with my 11-year-old self. But anyways, this is where but yeah, Johnny Gargano talks to us like, you get that, like, but he's like, but to be honest, man, like this was very great. Like this was the most highlighted moment of our career. Like this, the DUI has been bigger before, and then, but I gotta give credit to the fans, like that they made this moment between me and Gargano, like, and especially in NXT, like we were former NXT champions, former NXT tag team champions, like, and first ever tag teams to main event a takeover pay-per-view in NXT. Like, our history is going no other. Like, but now we're looking what next. And this was Johnny Gargano was like, he was like, Johnny Gargano's like, we were thinking like, what's next for DIY? We've been saying this for the past 7 years. You know, what is next for? What would be next for DIY for Monday Night Raw? And what? How far we could take this thing? And he's like, I've been thinking for coming back for a while, and And I was in San Jose, and I seen what was happening to Tommaso, and then I seen Imperium jumping, and then I was not allowing that to happen. And he's like, I do, everything happens for a reason, and I hope this is gonna be our moment. And this is when Wade Barrett asked, like, well, if this is your moment, like we're gonna see DIY together as a team right here on Raw. And then this is where John Grant's like, well, see the question here, and see everybody wants to face it. And then before he have a chance to finish his statement, this is where he got booted. He got booted right out of nowhere. I was like, whoa, like where did that came from? And this is where you saw Giovanni Vinci and Ludwig Kaiser start brutally attacked him right in front of them, and flashed before their very eyes, started hitting them with strikes, like hitting them and then hitting them with stomps and beating them down. This is where Ludwig Kaiser had Tommaso Ciampa down, like down for good, because he was not getting up. I think he did something with his head, like whether if he hit him with the chair or on the rack in the locker room. But either way, like he was down down because he was grabbing on his head. I believe Ludwig Kaiser did that for a distraction. Did that for a distraction so he won't get back up. And so they can double team on Gargano and make sure he'll be gone. He'll be gone before he can even make his return match. He can even make it to his return match, because Irish whipped him right into the sharpest part of the rack, like, or the hardest part of the rack room. This is where they started double teaming, holding on to him, and this is where Ludwig Kaiser grabbed him onto a headlock and then something to him, like. You think you're trying to be the hero, Gargano? Like, you're also a failure. And he's like, do not ever mess with Imperium ever again, and slam the face first right into the concrete ground. And yeah, even if it did have carpet, but you could clearly probably could feel the hard concrete, solid hard concrete right onto the carpet, because and that was totally not fake. And then this is where they left him hanging, and they walked out of their locker room. And what do you think about this latest feud with DIY against the Imperium, the minions of the Imperium, I should say, or henchmen, or whatever you want to call them, Ludwig Kaiser and Giovanni Vinci? Y'all let me know down in the comment section down below. And do you think that we're going to see these guys going after for the undisputed WWE Tag Team Championships? Or do you think that the undisputed Tag Team Championships are going to eventually be on SmackDown exclusively, and then they're going to have a new set of Tag Team Champions, which will be the returning World Tag Team Championships, and then they'll be facing for the big gold tag titles? Y'all let me know what you think about this in the comment section right down below, and we're going to move on to the next. And then we got a hype video with Tegan Knox getting this title opportunity of a lifetime, because I believe this is her first, like I said before, and I'll say it again, I believe this is her first ever championship match in WWE, because I'll say singles championship, because I believe she had plenty of multiple tag team championship opportunities, and they were hyping her up being in plenty of highlighted matches, like especially being at the Royal Rumble and coming back from a big leg injury that she suffered a few years prior from the Mae Young Classics. But this is where we got the match with the big time NXT, the current NXT Women's Championship. This is where she got a fiery and motivating message from the Queen of Hearts, with her saying like, I'm very proud of you, and I want you to remind Becky on what you made of, and you were born to do this, and become champion. And this is when Natalya was like, good luck out there. Like, Like, I'll be supporting you. Like, this is where Tegan Knox made her entrance. And then this is where we have the match, like, right here. Which I believe this is the second match of the night. Like, I'll say, because these women were putting on a fight like if this was a premium live event worthy match. Because like, they were going absolutely back and forth, like attempting to go with their finishing moves and getting countered the first time, but eventually hitting their finishing move the second time, because you know that rule, like if you try to execute a move in wrestling and if it works the first time, it's not going to work the second time, or if it does work the first time, it will be the second time. But you'll be lucky if you'll be double lucky if it works both times, if you execute the move. But if it don't work the double times, then you must be double cursed if you're a wrestler. But anyways, this is where they're also hitting surprise roll-ups back and forth, but they'll keep getting kick out. This is where Becky Lynch hits a hammerlock tangling leg roll-up, which got her the 1-2 and then this is where Tegan Knox. This is where Tegan Knox flips over, hits her with a pin, but she only got a 1-2 even count. This is where Becky Lynch is like, "Oh, really? You want a piece of my hair? Like, you gotta do more than just that to bring me down." This is where she runs up, try to run up to her. This is where Tegan Knox did a lower duck right onto Becky Lynch. This is where she hits an deep arm drag. This is where Becky Lynch won with her own, respectively. This is where both women like, well, which one are you gonna make the first move? This is where they start going back and forth. Like every women's wrestler, they spin around like going like they do, like spin around like if they're playing musical chairs until they finally got into the close circle, grabbing their hands, see who's gonna give in. This is where Becky Lynch won the hand squeeze battle, because she kicks right in the midsection. I was whipping right into the bottom right corner, hitting her face first right into the top 10 of the turnbuckle. This is where she goes to the top right corner, right into the 10 of the turnbuckle, top 10 of the turnbuckle. This is where she goes to the top left corner of the top 10 of the turnbuckle, face like if this is some kind of a arm. There's some kind of an arm, a chain rope, arm chain rope, a turnbuckle pad, light contest match like what John Cena and Rusev had back in 2015. But this is where she tried to Irish whip Becky right to the top right corner, but she counters. This is where she tried. Becky Lynch counter. She tried to go for a springboard super kick, but Tegan Knox countered and hit a kick of her own. This is where, or a big boot of her own, I should say, or a little minor boot, I should say. This is where she hits Becky Lynch face first, right onto the top 10 of the turnbuckle. Then she went to the other side of the bottom right corner, hit her with the bottom left corner first, the bottom right corner second, and then the top right corner in third. This is where she goes back to the top. This is where she lays around to the top right corner, goes back to the bottom left corner, runs towards Becky Lynch, going for a running hip attack with her still being on top of or on the middle of the ropes, I should say. This is where she hit her with another one. She hits her with a snap takedown, hit her with a running European uppercut right into the back of the neck of Becky Lynch. This is where she pins the big time Bex, but she kicks out, and this is where she goes towards the big time Bex. This is where Becky Lynch kicks her right into the face. This is where she hits a forearm and a European uppercut between the ropes, like because she had her wedge between in the ring and out and onto the ring apron. This is where she hits her with a roundhouse kick. This is where she tried to go up right onto the mid ropes to hit her signature leg drop right onto Tegan Knox. But Tegan Knox move out of the way on time. She hits her with a hot shot right right on the top rope. Right, throw first on the top rope. This is where she tried to go up on the top. This is where Becky Lynch intercepts and hits her with a springboard super kick right on the outside of the ringside area into the apron to the floor. This is where Becky Lynch was like, okay, like I'm gonna take this to the next level. She hits a sliding diving kick right on the Tegan Knox, which makes her land right face first into the barricade, which I'm not sure if it's Barry because he sadly passed. But this is where Becky Lynch goes up right to and try to go for a diving clothesline right through the barricade, right off the hardest part in the ring apron, but she landed hard right onto the barricade. This is where Tegan Knox took advantage. This is where she goes and hit the side swiping kick right into the arm and the face. And she hit the diving rolling senton right onto Becky to get the upper hand onto the man. This is where she Irish whips Becky back in the ring. This is where she goes for a pin right onto Becky. This is where you get a 1. Gets the 2, but she kicks a 2.3 second count. This is where Becky Lynch rolls out of the ring. This is where
What is your favorite cheese?
And you didn't know that.
And I would guess feta for Tina, but I didn't know. It's that kind of stuff you can come see us do.
But she was getting back in the ring, but Tegan Knox tried to go for a reversing going for some kind of a reversing slam right into Becky get back in the ring, but Becky Lynch managed to hit her with a side roundhouse kick, or front or side roundhouse kick. This is where Becky Lynch got up on the top rope, hit a front missile drop kick right on the Knox, tried to pin her for a 1 and a 2 to retain the championship, but she got kicked. But she kicked out at 1-2. This is where Becky Lynch was like, what to do to put away the man. This is where Becky Lynch tell the fans, get back, come on, get off your feet. This is where Becky Lynch tried to go for the disarmer. This is where Tegan Knox countered and Irish whips her right into the ropes. This is where she catches her into an exploder hip suplex, which she turned into a pin position after she slammed it. But the referee counted 1, the referee counted 2, but referee Becky kicks out at 2.999. Like, Tegan was so close from, like, I'll say 3 different times. This was one of them. And then Tegan Knox tried to go right up on the top rope. This is where
Go crazy and lose their minds. When people call them experts, then they start to feel like one. It's kind of hard for comedy people to take it seriously, right?
Yeah, you feel like you want to put a pin in it the whole time, but what you're saying actually is something that people who are watching are interested in. And speaking of that, improv, you've been doing that for a long time.
This is where Tegan Knox was struggling, but surely getting up on the top rope. This is where in the middle rope. This is where she tried to go for some kind of a mid-rope axe handle magic, but Becky Lynch no-selled that and got out of the way. This is where Becky Lynch tried to go for the manhandle slam, but I think Michael Cole accidentally called it the Bexploder suplex. That was the biggest botch Becky's botch I heard from the night. And I bet everybody on the internet is going to talk about that. But if they heard it from me or go back and hear it from Michael Cole, recapping Monday Night Raw, but before she could, but Tegan Knox intercepted and got out of the grasp of Becky Lynch into the manhandle, so turned it and came from behind, hit the crucifix roll up. This is where also Tegan Knox tried to hit Becky Lynch with her own move, which is the disarmer, where she nearly had her at one hand, but Becky Lynch got out of it. She tried to hit her with tried to go for her disarmer, but she tried to go for the most devastating move in all sports entertainment, surprise roll up again. But she got a 1, she got a 2, and she nearly got 3 because the referee tapped the mat, but he didn't say 3. But she kicked out right where he did, where the referee tapped the mat, and she kicks out. But Becky Lynch went up right into the, got got out of the pinfall. This is where Becky Lynch grabs on to Tegan Knox's arm. This is where she got it locked in, and then this is where Tegan Knox had nowhere to go, and she had no choice, but she just tapped out because she did not want to have a broken arm. And yeah, she gave her best, and she did her best, and she showed why she earned herself this opportunity, and basically gave a reason why, and then she showed that she could have won the championship, but the referee came up short when he went for the count, like when he hit a tap. And what do you think about this spot? Is it controversial or not? Or is this just some kind of mistake that any referee could have possibly made? Y'all let me know about the spot in the comment section down below. But I thought this was very rare for a referee doing that. Like, he tapped the mat, but he didn't say 3. I guess that makes Tegan Knox extra strong because it'll give her a reason why she should get another opportunity because she was this close to being 3, but she kicks out as soon as she heard the referee hit the mat of him about to say 3. And then, but Becky had an ace up her sleeve and hit her with the disarmer and got the win. And this is where soon after she earned the respect from the man because Becky Lynch went up on her and came up and offered her a handshake of respect, which she successfully did so. And she raised her hand saying, like, this is our future women's champion and the future of WWE. Like, and she's going to be a great, successful champion just like me. But yeah, what do you thought about the fight with Becky Lynch? Like, and do you think they did a great job fighting in that match and doing a very successful job doing so, like of them deserving a part 2 of a women's championship match? Or do you think it's time to move on and then she's gonna continue her work in NXT and do her next open challenge next week and face her next victim into the open challenge match? But yeah, either way, I'm gonna let y'all guys be the judge of that. We're gonna move on into a backstage segment with Candice LeRae and Indy Hartwell asking, I believe, for an opportunity for the women's tag team championships.
$29 a month. And his wife had a $500,000 policy for only $21 a month. Go to SelectQuote.com now and get the insurance your family needs.
Oh, not tag. They're asking about the status of Tommaso teaming with Gargano, and then she was wondering, like, what's the status? And he was like, we got some good news and some bad news about Johnny. Like, Johnny's still banged up. That's bad news, but he's still all right, and he's still good and clear enough to compete. Like, it's still hearing from the doctors of the full results. Like, but yeah, he's still clear enough to compete in the match. Like, but it obviously won't be this week. But anyways, this is still gonna hear from Tommaso though, because they were wondering, like, what's the status of those two, and do you think that Tommaso Ciampa is going to be the newest addition of The Way, or is he going to be separately beside as a team with Johnny Gargano, along with Johnny Gargano teaming with Dexter Lumis, his wife Candice LeRae, and their on-screen daughter Indy Hartwell, their makeup kayfabe daughter, I should say. Anyway, this is where Candice LeRae was like, thank you very much. And this is where Rhea Ripley's like, Indy. This is where Rhea Ripley rudely asked Indy Hartwell and Candice to get out of the locker room because she has some business to discuss with Adam Pearce. This is where Indy Hartwell kind of got offended because she disrespectfully asked him to leave Adam Pearce's office. And then this is when they nearly got into a fight. This is where Adam Pearce broke it up before it got worse. He was like, all right, you two ladies, like, will you please step out of my office for a minute? Like, they were like, okay. And then this is where he's like, and then this is where Adam Pearce was like, what do you want now, Rhea? And then this is where Rhea Ripley was like, I'm trying to fix the division because everything is not going in order right now. And he was like, and then this is where Adam Pearce was like, what do you mean by that? And then I was like, that's what he said. Like, what can he help do tonight again? This is where Rhea Ripley was like, I need to get my division back in order. And he was like, and Adam Pearce was like, what do you mean by that? And he's like, and then she was like, I mean, make an example, Pierce. I want to say, I'm trying to make an example, and that starts with Shayna Baszler. I want her in the match next week. And he was like, okay, like it's official then. Like you normally would say, like as long as they don't have nothing to do with a championship, unless they rightfully earned the opportunity for it. But yeah, he just automatically gave her the match, which that's next week, which we're going to see the Queen of Spades taking on Rhea Ripley, which I believe this is the first time in a singles match in the main roster since 2019 in their NXT championship match, women's championship match in the December of 2019, which Ripley won, of course. And who do you think is going to win this match? Like, do you think Baszler's going to get a revenge from then, or do you think that Rhea Ripley could show her that she's the only woman that Baszler cannot beat? Like she said 4 years ago. Y'all let me know down in the comment section down below. And if Rhea Ripley can prove that, then I'm gonna start continuing making a joke out of that, saying, look, there's the only woman that can beat Shayna Baszler in WWE. Which I'm not sure that's normally the case, but I can think of I don't think that's entirely the case, because I can think of like 2 or 3 women that beat Baszler before. But I'm not gonna talk about that right now, because I have other things to talk about to this video, on this review. And we're gonna move on to the next. We're gonna move on to the next segment. We got This is where we went to backstage when they showed Tegan Knox look devastated and disappointed that she didn't beat Becky Lynch. She was this close to beating. I would agree. That's kind of an upset right there. Like when she was this close to winning on her side of things. But I'm also happy that Becky Lynch retained, because she's doing wonders with that title. Even though it's a beginner's championship, she's making it look like a main roster championship with her being on Raw and NXT. And this is where Natalya was trying to cheer up Tegan Knox. This is where she was like, don't feel bad. I don't feel bad. Don't worry. Like, you did your best. Like, you showed her that you're a future champion. And then this is where Tegan Knox was like, what do you mean? Like, what do you mean, Natty? I lost, Natty. I'm not sure if I belong belong here. Like, I just lost. Like, and then this is where Natalya's like, give yourself some credit. Like, you did amazing. Like, don't feel bad because you just lost one match, and now in this particular match was a championship match. Like, you're gonna have plenty of more championship match, and we like us women had our shot at championships, and most of the times we always come up short. But what we do is we get ourselves back up, and we start just trying again until we get our moment. Which that's Natalya's case, because for her 2 reigns, like she showed that she was championship material at that time, and also the biggest star and I'll say the handy helper. I'll say and the one that was in what's that word, like there's a word for it. Like she was a hardworking helper for WWE of filling in any spot into the women's division in WWE, whether if it's in the singles division or in the tag team division, and even becoming women's tag team champions too. But also this is where Natalya was. And then this is where Katana Chance and Kaden Carter join in onto Natalya's join in with Natalya and Kaden Carter of cheering up Tegan Knox, saying don't beat yourself up, like you killed it out there. And then this is what Natalya's like, that's what I said, and that's what I was saying. And this is when Natalya's like, that's what I was saying. Like, you didn't make you. You're gonna get another opportunity like that in the next time. And then this is where Chelsea Green stuff came in with her arrogant, with her arrogant Karen self, saying like, ah ha ha, like, and oh my god, what a match! But like he was just like. It looks like someone. Dang it.
Where'd you get that shirt? It was left after a threesome.
Anyway, but anyway, yeah, this is where you get more. This was Tegan. Oh my god, what a match! You really proved me wrong, but. And that's like with me. That reminds me of me from the last. The machine. I'm glad I went to see that movie. That was really good. Yeah. Had you and John Ball's friend, the fat John Moxley. Me too. But anyways, yeah. That's where it's like the last like, but you, Natalya, are we having a pity party here? Like, and Natty, don't ever interfere with me ever again, or else. And then Natalya's like, or else what? And Chelsea Green's like, or else. And she was trying to come up with that, what, or else, like, what we're going to do with her, Piper? And then Piper was like, or else you're going to have to deal with me. Went straight up, went face to face to the Queen of Hearts. And then Natalya responded back like, all right, fine. Like, how about it'll be you and me next week? Or not, I'll say specifically next week. She was like, name the time. First she said, name the time and the place, and I'll be there. And then this is where Piper is like, is that right, huh? Like, how about perhaps next week on the season premiere of Monday Night Raw? And this is when Natalya's like, I'll definitely see you there. And then this is like they're teasing some kind of a tag team feud with Tegan Knox and Natalya forming as a tag team to take on Chelsea, or should I say it like this, what Slap Rock and Samantha Irvin would say into the announcement of introducing her as Chelsea Green. What do you think? Chelsea Green and Piper Niven being in a feud with Tegan Knox and Natalya for the women's tag team championships, and then also Kaden Carter and Katana Chance being the underrated underdog third wheels into this tag team feud. And do you think that's what's going to lead off to? Y'all let me know in the comment section down below. But this is where they start hyping the matches up, like with Gunther taking on Big Bronson Reed, Rhea Ripley taking on Shayna Baszler, or I should say Big Bronson Reed taking on Gunther for the Intercontinental Championship. We got Rhea Ripley against Shayna Baszler. We got Natalya taking on Piper Niven. We're gonna get the Judgment Day to face who's gonna walk out of tonight's Raw is the Undisputed Tag Team Champions, which is whether if it's going to be Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso or Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. But this is where they host Ricochet and Shinsuke Nakamura have plenty of matches. This is where Jey Uso ran into Drew McIntyre. I was like, oh boy, like they don't have any. Like they definitely don't have a. They have a really good. They don't have a really good relationship as colleagues, as to say the least, because of their past from with Drew and the Bloodline feud from last year, and then this is where Drew McIntyre went face to face. It was like. And this is where Jey Uso's like, okay, like I got 5 minutes for you right now. Like before I get out there, okay, prove it right now. We're gonna throw down right now. And this is where Sami Zayn tried to be peacemaker and break up their argument, saying like, whoa, are we all good here? And then this is when they're like, yeah, we're good. And he's like, yeah, like, and then Drew McIntyre's like, yeah, I was just leaving. And this is where Jey Uso's like, yo, where you come from? This is where Sami Zayn's like, I was just hanging there and I was making sure everything was doing all right between you two. What you mean what I was doing here? And then this is where Jey Uso's like yo, like Uso, I appreciate you having my back all the time, but I got this all by myself. And also tonight it's gonna be go time, Uso. But we go face to face for and this is what Sami Zayn's like, don't worry about me. You don't have to tell me twice about that. And then he walked out of there. This is where we have the match with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, which is officially the match right now. It started off with Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn, like into a friendly competition. Yeah. But anyways, this is where we have. Before we have the match, this is where we have a vignette of Ludwig Kaiser saying like, you could say I'm a Mona Lisa and those other arts in Europe. Like he's more finer and more better than those arts. And then he's the A+ of everything. And then he's like, and Ludwig Kaiser is also A+. What he said? He said he's like everything I do is an A+, and in the A+ statics, and then Ludwig Kaiser is A+ Spasser, yeah, A+ Spasser. And what do you think about this vignette of Ludwig Kaiser? Do you think he's going to get a singles run very soon, or do you think he's going to remain with Imperium like it was reported from BWE? And what BWE says is like 99% true what comes from WWE, from WWE insiders. But yeah, what do you think about this vignette? Like you're going to see, are we going to see a singles run with Ludwig Kaiser, like I said, or do you think that this is going to be just some kind of an elaborate ruse to make it the Kaiser fans invested into this vignette of thinking that he's going to get some kind of a singles push, and possibly he could possibly dethrone Gunther himself, which I don't think that's going to happen. Like it's going to be like similar like it was with Jey Uso, like with Jey Uso was this close, even though he split away from Roman Reigns, but he was only this close of winning the Undisputed Championship. And don't get me wrong, like I wouldn't rule out Jey Uso winning the Undisputed Championship someday in the future. Like, Just probably give him like it'll probably be soon, but probably be a couple of years from now. Like, and y'all say Jey Uso is not is not main event Jey for no reason, like on my opinion. But this is when we got back in the match where Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and like Sami Zayn waiting for Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso came out. This is where I believe Kevin Owens broke character and said, "What the hell was that?" with that vignette with Ludwig Kaiser. Because it's like it just came out of the blue. It just happened like soon before they went back on the air with this match between Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on Jey Uso and Cody Rhodes. Like he was like, what was that all about? Like that just randomly came out of blue. Like it'll be one thing, like if it was. I'll say, yeah, I agree. Like it'll be one thing if it just happened after a match, like in the middle of the show. But this happened before the main event match, like right before. Like that's something very interestingly suspicious. But we're going to talk about that more in the wrestling news and the upcoming Raw, perhaps the season premiere. But yeah, back to the match where Cody Rhodes. This is where we have the match. Start off with Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn, like with them going side to side and going around a circle. And this is where fans start chanting Cody, like Cody, Cody. And I bet these Cody Rhodes fans were very happy that Rhodes won the title because for the fact that they gotta have something for him to do and then have them have some kind of associations with the main event Jey, because that probably will help him to continue to finish his story of facing Roman Reigns. But that won't happen probably just yet. Probably not until next year's WrestleMania. But whether if he gets a shot at, like, whether if it's a number one contenders match or winning the Royal Rumble itself, like at next year's Rumble match in the pay-per-view in 2024, and now, like, either way, this will be you'll get an opportunity for Roman Reigns' championship and possibly win and finish the story. But that remains to be seen, and that's like 6 months from now. And do you think that's what's gonna happen in the next 6 months? Like we're gonna see Cody Rhodes having those tag titles and even successfully defending against the Judgment Day until losing it to a team probably on SmackDown, perhaps. Maybe even the Street Profits, like they'll be winning the title, but that'll probably be at the end of the year or beginning of 2024 in January. And then this is where and then also along with they'll win those tag titles along with Bobby Lashley winning the United States Championship from Rey Mysterio, I believe, with this LWO versus Street Profits and Bobby Lashley feud. But we're gonna get back to Cody Rhodes. We're gonna head and try to win the Royal Rumble, and whether if he wins the Royal Rumble, that'll be fine or not. Then he'll just find a way to get in the match, like into some kind of contenders match, perhaps of headlining WrestleMania with Roman Reigns defending the Undisputed Championship. And I believe you probably win because for the fact they want to keep on their word of having the concept of winning the Royal Rumble match is to declare the winner of going to main event WrestleMania, like Cody Rhodes did this past year, which he main evented Night 2's WrestleMania, facing Roman Reigns. And this could possibly be a Night 2 rematch, except this time in Philadelphia. But anyway, we're going to talk more about the match with Sami Zayn and with Cody Rhodes, Sami Zayn going a grappling style in the wrestling match. Is where it's had him down, pinned right into the corner, top right corner of the turnbuckle. This is where he held him down. This is where the referee was like, hey, get back, get out now, get off him, like 1, 2, 3, doing his 5 second DQ one, and this is where Cody Rhodes got off at 3. This is where he's like, okay, be professional, and we're still friends at the end of the day. We're just doing our jobs. Like this is where they grab him down in a grappling in a grappling move. This is where he started holding on to. This is where he holds Cody Rhodes down and onto his shoulders and right into his shoulders, pinned down on right across right against the turnbuckle corner. This is where the referee's like 1, 2. This is where Cody Rhodes grappled him, tosses him right into the exact same corner. This is where he started chopping and then he shoves him. He was like, all right, well, I thought we were good now, like Sammy. Like this is where Jey Uso came in. Jey Uso and Kevin Owens came in, and they were trying to get into a fist fight on into the match. Like, but it was like the referee was trying to break up. Was like, no. And this is where Cody Rhodes was like, no, like everything. This is where Cody Rhodes referee was we're trying to break things up, saying like, no, like everything's like not what it seems like. Y'all just both just calm down, like nothing, like there's nothing to get rowdy about. Like we're all friends and professionals here. Like, and then this is where they are breaking up, and this is where it's like this is where Jey Uso was like, "What you gonna do now? What you gonna do, KO?" This is where KO's like you come over here and let me bash your skull with my fist, like, and then this is where referees are breaking up from the two before they did start bashing their skulls into each other's fists, with each other's respective fists, of course. This is where they eventually calmed down and they went back into their respective posts into the out into the ring apron and waiting for them to get tagged in. And then also right here we got. And then this is where Jey Uso gets tagged in. This is where he start doing his pose as the main event Jay wave like this, like doing it when the fans start doing it along with him all over the arena in Omaha, Nebraska. This is where Sami Zayn tagged in Kevin Owens. This is where they finally got their chance of fighting each other into this match. This is where they start grappling, start squeezing their arms together, locking horns. This is where they start going back and forth, putting each other right into the top right corner of Tina Turner, trying to put them on a hold. This is where a referee was counting the Kevin Owens, counting the 1, 2, 3, and then he let go, because he don't want to get DQ'd. Like he's just doing his job. This is where KO shoves him right into Jey Uso's face, and this is where I believe this will provoke Jey Uso. He hit the striking right hand to KO. KO hits the striking right hand back at him, and then they start going back and forth, going to strike rights, like to see who could do it, who could do the striking right hand better, and trying to walk out of here is the undisputed tag team champions. And then this is where they brought it out in the ring. This is where they start fight, go back and forth, going rights back and forth, like boom, 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 like, and then hammering away on once another. This is where Kevin Owens started winning more. This is where he started hitting the most until Jey Uso got him in a headlock, started right-handing him back at him. This was a right hand off. I wouldn't be surprised if the rankings of how much fist they were hitting on each other got up into the 100 million, because they were doing so much. Like you could have did a fist off it's alone, like to see who could get up to 1 million by themselves at the end of the match. And then this is where Cody Rhodes came in and Sami Zayn trying to break things up. And then this is where Sami Zayn kind of got mad. This is where he pushed Cody Rhodes out of the way, like yo, like not like. I don't grab onto my friend. This is where Cody Rhodes was like, yo, like, and this is what kind of ticked off. I think this kind of ticked off Cody Rhodes because he forearmed Sami Zayn. This is where Sami Zayn hit a right hand. This is where they started throwing fists on each other, like same as Kevin Owens and Jey Uso was doing. They started beating the daylights out of each other, beating the hell out of one another, like what Michael Cole said tonight. This is where Cody Rhodes threw Sami Zayn right through Barry Barricade. This is where Kevin Owens got this is where he put Jey Uso right onto Alan the announce table, started nailing some fists. This is where Cody Rhodes was doing the same with Sami Zayn. This is where Kevin Owens helped his friend out, hit a right hand right onto Cody, and then this is where he rolls into the ring. This is where Cody Rhodes is like, okay, I had enough fighting for one match until I get tagged in. This is where Kevin Owens. This is where Kevin Owens like, come on, get your ass back in the ring. This is where he was telling Jey Uso. This is where Jey Uso's like, I will get back in the ring when it's the fair fight right here. Like, come on, KO, like, let's go. And then this is where Jey Uso tried to get back into the ring. This before he had a chance to get straight in. This is where KO hits him with a nailing right, and then he fell back out. This is where he tackles him. He got out in the ring and he tackled right over Alan the announce table, right. And then this is where the commentators got out of their chairs and moved to the side. This is where Cody Rhodes and Sami Zayn went crash and burn right into each other and beating and pounding and beating the hell out of each other, like what Sami Zayn and Kevin Owens used to do when they were rivals, start punching. This is when Cody Rhodes swinged him face first right. Swing and slammed him face first right on the Alan the announce table. Sami Zayn got him right back after he did it to him. This is where, and then this is where Michael Cole's like, somebody control this damn tag team match right now. And he's like, oh my God, like this is just getting more worse. And then this is where Cody Rhodes went over the Alan the announce table. This is where Cody Rhodes continuing his blows on the Sami Zayn, but Sami Zayn punched him back so hard he got back up and back onto Alan the announce table. This is where let's see right here. This is where he got back inside the ring. This is where Cody. This is where Cody got tagged in. This is where he hits his comeback move, like hitting I believe clothesline, and then he tried to Irish whip him right into the corner. Sami Zayn counters. He landed right there in a safe manner. This is where he tried to tell him to come in. He tried to go for an attack move. This is where he leaped up and jumped right over him. And then this is where he hits the power slam right onto Sami Zayn. He hits the Cody cutter. This is where he pins him for one. This is where he hits him with a Cody cutter, and then he pins him where referee hits 1, 2, but he kicks out at 2.999. It was this close of retaining the Undisputed Tag Team Championships. He was like, yeah, like I expected this. Like, and this is why I'm gonna improvise, trying to go for my finishing move, which will be the Crossroads. This is where he tried to do that move, but Sami Zayn knee him right to the head. This is where he tried to go for the least most devastating move in all sports entertainment. But it looks like. But this is where Cody Rhodes flips out of it. This is where he tried to go for the Crossroads, but Sami Zayn finally did so, hitting the most devastating Blue Thunder Bomb I have ever seen in professional wrestling. And I say this, like the way Sami Zayn does it, like this, WWE got to give him credit for him doing this and eventually give him a W with this move. Like with him getting a successful pinfall after doing this move, I should say. Because it always gets kicked out of, like, and turned into the least most devastating move in all sports entertainment, while his version of the move is the most powerfully devastating move in the move's existence, of course. But this is where he tried to pin him. This is where he kicks out at the last second, and then Sami Zayn's like, I know this. I don't usually. I never really get the win with this move, but it's the most powerful move in all of sports entertainment. This is where Sami Zayn get back up. He was trying to focus what he's going to do. This is where he tried to Irish whip Cody Rhodes right into the corner. But this is where he Irish whip. This is where Sami Zayn counters and hits an exploder suplex right into the team of the turnbuckle in the top right corner, I believe. This is where he This was getting ready to try to go for the haluva kick. This was like, come on, get up, Cody. Like this, like you're my meal ticket of winning back me and Owens' tag titles. And this is where Cody Rhodes counters, hits him with a crossroads, and then this looked like he was about to end the match with the maneuver. This is where he pins. Referee counted 1, referee counted 2, but luckily for Zayn, his tag partner Owens came in for the save, to save this match for the two Canadian guys. This is where Kevin Owens got back into his corner. This is where Cody Rhodes tried to get Sami Zayn up while he was trying to get himself up. This is where Jey Uso was like, come on, tag me in, Cody. Like, Oos, come on. I'm ready for the tag. And then this is where and the fans would start clapping because they love this match. And I would say this was definitely the number 1 match of the night because for the fact this is in the main event, but I would say, but for the reason because these are from four of the main eventers in WWE and the 4 only wrestlers who faced Roman Reigns so far this year. Like in the four out of the 6 big pay-per-views in WWE right now, if not 7 big pay-per-views right now. But I'll say from being in the main event of 4 pay-per-views out of the 7 biggest pay-per-views in WWE right now. But anyway, this is where Cody Rhodes kicks him right in the midsection. This is where he tried to go for Triple H's finishing move, which is the pedigree. This is where Sami Zayn flips him out of into a body drop. That's what the move is called, the body drop. This is where Jey Uso is like, all right, come on, tag me in. This is where Sami Zayn tags in Kevin Owens. Cody Rhodes tagged in main event Jey Uso. This is where trying to go for a drop kick to Kevin Owens, but Kevin Owens catches him, trying to go for the stunner, but Jey Uso pushed him out of the way. This is where trying to go for a double clothesline, but Jey Uso wins the clothesline war. This is where Kevin Owens tried to close on him, but he still was up. This is where Jey Uso finally spin him around with a super kick, but it looks like he barely tapped him because Kevin Owens hang on to his super kick. This is where Kevin Owens grabbed onto him, hit a super kick on his own, respectively. This is where he hits another super kick, looking like if he was still teaming with the Young Bucks and Adam Cole again in his indie days. This is where Jey Uso hits a super kick right onto Kevin Owens. And then this is where he pins Kevin Owens. This is where he pins him to 1, 2, but he kicks out at the last second at 2.999. I was like, yeah, like you're gonna expect this to be 45 minutes, nearly an hour long match because these are not just any ordinary wrestlers. Like these are the 4 main eventers, and I would say 1 out of the 4 has won WWE Championship, which is clearly Kevin Owens, because Jey Uso, Sami Zayn, and Cody Rhodes has yet to reach that peak of being WWE Champion. But anyways, this is where he rolled out of the ring. This is where Kevin Owens hits a stunner, intercepting Jey Uso. This is where he pins Jey Uso. This is where referee counted 1, 2. They would have gotten 3 for the Undisputed Championship, but Cody Rhodes came for the save for Jey Uso to stop the count. And this is where Cody Rhodes was like,
This planet be a peaceful, loving place. The care of the public.
and then this is where Jey Uso rolled out of the ring. Cody Rhodes helped him get out of the ring and regain his energy so he can get back in the match and win and retain. And this is where Sami Zayn and before they had a chance to react, this is where Sami Zayn came from out of nowhere up in the sky over the top rope and hits the most incredibly surprising top rope diving rolling sentons that I've ever seen in professional wrestling. And then this is where Sami Zayn took advantage. I mean, this is where Kevin Owens took advantage. Picks up Jey Uso after Sami Zayn did that double dive onto both Jey and Cody. This is where Kevin Owens went wild on the top rope, trying to go for the Swanton Bomb, but But Jey Uso got the knees up right on time, and shielded himself. This is where Kevin Owens was like, screaming in agony. This is where Jey Uso hits the super kick, chin up onto right onto Kevin Owens. This is where he hits a super kick on Sami Zayn as well. This is where Cody Rhodes hits a crossroads right onto Sami Zayn. This is where he hits a double super kick with Jey Uso, making him reminding him his days as teaming with Kenny Omega and the Young Bucks as the Elite in AEW, New Japan, and Ring of Honor, hitting the double super kick right on to Kevin Owens. Like boom, double super kicked him right in this face. This is where Jey Uso picked him up into a flapjack position while Cody Rhodes hits do his Cody Cutter move and then turn it into the Cody Cutter 1D which they successfully did onto the prize fighter, and then they pinned them for the 1-2-3, and they're still the undisputed WWE Tag Team Champions. I'll say the Cody 1D Cody Cutter, I should say. The Cody, that's what they call it. This is where Jey Uso pinned Kevin Owens, which they retained the Tag Team Championships. And then this is where Kevin Owens was about to leave, but Cody Rhodes was like, wait, where are you going? You can't just leave just yet. Come back in the ring. And that's where Sami Zayn was still in the ring. He was like, well, what do you want to do, Kevin? And then this is where Cody was like, come on, I got to sit. Handshake. And then he was like, I don't know about Kevin, but I'm going to give you a handshake, Cody. This is what Sami Zayn did. And they're like, and you too, Jay. And then they hugged and handshake Jay as well. This is where Kevin Owens was like, oh, okay, y'all, you did give out one hell of a fight, and y'all showed me why y'all the tag team championship. So y'all earn my respect. And he handshake Cody, and he was like, at first he was taking it back with Jey Uso though, from what the battles he's been through with him from the past year, especially when it's time ever since starting with the Bloodline. Even though he has changed ever since then, but he was like, you know what? You showed me that you really have changed. And he was like, he realized it by thinking about it. He handshaked Jey Uso, the good Uso, and he hugged him, and then that's how, and then they I guess celebrated, I guess you say, with the newly won undisputed tag team champions, and then that's how Raw went off the air. And then I hope I'm not gonna get any backlash for being a positive Pete talking about tonight's Monday Night Raw and reviewing it with a 4-star rating. I would give it a 4 out of 5-star rating. I think it may not be the best show, but I would say most of the angles and matches were put together and was telling the story, whether if it was from the past or from the whether if it was with name drop, with obvious name drops or references, and also what's currently the story right now. And even though WWE has with this new management, with WWE having an issue, having a long year of storytelling, but a storytelling of a long-term booking of a storyline of a few, they don't have to go too far just to make it more interesting by putting on the show that's gonna my bad. You gotta have the fans being dragged out into certain storylines that already ran its course. But anyways, what y'all thought? But besides about long-term story, but what's telling the story and making you being fully invested, and then the 3 top matches of the night, which was very good, which was with Becky Lynch taking on Tegan Nox being the second match of the night, the first one being Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn, and the third one being Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn taking on Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso for the Undisputed Tag Team Championships, and number one contenders match for the Intercontinental Championship, which was Big Bronson Reed and Chad Gable and Ricochet, which Big Bronson Reed won that match. Becky Lynch retained her NXT Women's Championship match, and Cody Rhodes and Jey Uso successfully defend their tag team championships, and then they're going to face the Judgment Day next Monday on Raw on the season premiere. And what do you think about? And what do you thought about? What do you think of who's going to walk out as the tag team championships less than 7 days from now? Y'all let me know down in the comment section down below. What do you think about Natalya and Tegan Nox possibly being a tag team in the women's tag division? Also, let me know about that as well. And the Ricochet feud with Shinsuke Nakamura. And do you think that it already ran its course, or do you think that it could have potential? Since it's going to be a full-time, of rivalry with one another. And also, it tells a story about if JD Madonna is Judgment Day material enough to join the Judgment Day. But it seems like he's not going to be joining anytime soon because for not passing the test of taking down the Scottish Warrior, which they didn't do that. And they came up short, basically. But yeah. Y'all let me know down in the comments below what y'all thought about tonight's Raw. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And I hope you like this video, or hope you love this video. Let me rephrase that. And how you would review tonight's Monday Night Raw. Y'all let me know down in the comments below. And if you did love this video, make sure you hit the big thumbs up. Comment down below, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already, and click the bell notification so you won't miss my upcoming videos of the SNA podcast when I upload the next video, which tomorrow night I'm going to be doing back-to-back double duties of the SNA podcast because we got NXT, the usual NXT review, which will be NXT Review Part 9, and the special edition of AEW's Title Tuesday event, which will be Title Tuesday AEW Dynamite Review Part 9, I believe. Yeah, Part 9 as well. And also on Wednesday, I'm gonna do a news review. This is gonna be a rare wrestling news Wednesday review because I usually do them mostly on Sundays and Thursdays. But it's going to be very interesting and exciting, I guess, especially for you guys in the IWC. And yeah, this is going to be the end of the video for now. I've been your host, Super Ninja Austin. Thank you guys for watching. And this was the latest edition of the SNA Podcast, episode 65, Raw Review Part 9. And I'll see you all tomorrow night on the NXT and AEW Dynamite back-to-back episodes of the SNA Podcast. But in the meantime, stay good to yourselves. Like what Garrett Morgan said, that's a shout out to you, Garrett Morgan, on World Culture Wrestling. And yeah, stay tuned for tomorrow night's Tuesday Night War and who's gonna win the ratings war. But in the meantime, Super Ninja Austin, the assassin, is out for the night. Less than 24 hours.